Good evening and salutations and shit. Doing the usual thing, tying my hair, clear my nose, all that friggin' shit. And we're just like hanging out. So, hi, how are you? Good, I hope. Because I was travelling along okay until about half an hour ago when something kind of hit me like a jolt, and I sort of went, fucking goddamn it. In the grand scheme of things, it probably wouldn't have made one jot of a difference, but you know, I get these things stuck in my head, and then that's kind of all I can think about. Hey, I am. Can I just say before we go any further, I'm having a very rare. Sorry, ASAP went off. I appear to be having a very rare, apart from some wispy things, a rare, very good hair day. Look at that. Yes, I did wash it this morning and it's behaving itself. Look at that. God, that almost looks nice. I'm just gonna, because I was gonna talk about being on a downer. Just for a moment, I'm just gonna just sit here and just boast about my 1 day in 100 good hair day. Great. I have a good hair day when people can go absolutely fucking nowhere and do fuck all. Still, at least it's better than what I was about to do, which is, sit here going. Because I love a good sook. Let me explain. Right. Scott, you know who you are. You may sometime at some point probably watch this because you are the rare regular visitor to this blog. I don't know why, but I'm forever grateful. um, you made me think of it. Just, leaving the comment about the thing, which I was very, the book, the damn book. I knew before submitting anything, well, submitting the idea of the thing that I wanted, my story, if indeed it was ever gonna be published, the thing that I wanted it to be, or hope that it would be, and that it would be either just the picture itself and failing that, the words. Okay, yeah, I got the words, but I was still initially just going, I just wish it could have been the picture rather than the words. But I understood the reason why it probably couldn't be the picture because of what it is, One part of it, just a thing taken from a Google image search, and the other part of it being the picture, the photo Tom Sheen took of Jim for the cover of Melody Maker. I knew with those two elements together that, there'd be copyright images just, right there to worry about. So I didn't have my hopes up that it was going to be printed, but you know, that kind of thing where you just kind of like, can I just say, like, also, before I continue on, there is a beautiful crescent moon out there this evening. I didn't expect there to be much clear sky because it has been raining on and off this afternoon and into this evening. And then it's such a lovely crescent moon and visible right out there. It's right in front of me, even though I have lots of lighting on. But it shows how strong the crescent moon is, how bright it is. It's lovely. So I kind of went in knowing that it was probably very unlikely that the image would be printed along with the story. But you know, if the story gets in, if it can be truncated in such a way that it makes sense and etc., which it has done, you know, I can't complain. But here goes. I'm not complaining about it being in the book, for God's sake. No, I'm pissed off at myself because I forgot all about the replica that I did of it. I even discussed this, I'm sure. I talked about this recently on one of these, that I did a replica of it. I drew it. I don't know why I put that in inverted commas. Probably the idea of me drawing, I guess. But I drew my own take on that, just looking at the Kyoto snow scene that I took the painting of it, and I did my own drawing of it. A digital drawing, not I actually drew with a pencil. Like I drew with an online, like with a, you know, a digital drawing app. But drew it, you know, I actually drew it just digitally on a screen, on an iPad screen. And then went, well, if I'm going to recreate it, I'm going to make a replica, then I definitely can have a Japanese maple leaf, because I can do the Japanese maple leaf and it doesn't have to be, you know, I'm in a compromise with this because I couldn't draw, and there's no way I could draw Jim. I have tried, trust me. I think there's like one just about decent, 1.5 just about decent kind of drawing attempts I've done ish, you know. And then like nothing like how you see people who can draw and they look photorealistic drawing, like absolutely nowhere near that. I'm not. I'm really not an artist. You know. So it was a compromise. It was a compromise to have that image of Jim. Just, you know, I chose it purely because of the Canadian flag that he was standing in front of, because I just went, okay, that would, in lieu of, you know, it being a Japanese maple leaf, well, it's there, you know, otherwise it would have been a 3-layered thing where I would have found a Japanese maple leaf, probably tried to superimpose that, or, you know, have to do it in such a way where I'd had the image of Jim and then put the, you know, and yeah. What I got from compromising and from just, you know, finding an image that fits is unbelievable. thought I would do the replica. The reason behind the replica, okay, let's put it all out here, right? For a very short time, I actually started selling the prints, and I made t-shirts and mugs, and I started selling things, you know, things I've made, and I didn't sell that. I didn't make any, well, no, I didn't. No, I've never made any replicas of that. Never put that on anything. I don't even have my own stuff. I mean, this stuff, the things that I got from Birdie for my birthday, they're the first things that are actually being replicated of this, other than the prints that I have printed up. You know, the one that I have, the one that I sent Jim to keep, you know, because I sent two. I said, here's one to sign, here's one to keep. There's one more. I think I've printed off 5 in total. That's all I've ever printed, 5. I have one, Jim has one, there's one spare here, and I think I gave away 2 of them. Gave them away, didn't sell them. I haven't sold anything for a really, really long time. And I sold things for the very briefest of times, until it was kind of pointed out to me that, you know, even though I was being very careful not to use copyright images, unbeknownst to me, lyrics are also copyright, which I didn't know about. And so all the things I had that had lyrical content in them, absolute no-no. So all the selling stopped. I tried to get in contact with the publishers, whoever they are now, I can't remember. You know, you just kind of, you're small fry, you're left out of town, so what do? Your hands are tied. You know, you're not large enough to be taken seriously for seeing about what you got to do to protect yourself. Secondly, you know, if you just go ahead and do it and they find you and, you know, slap some massive fine on you or want to take you to court or whatever, then you're fucked. So what do? I did nothing. I just, as soon as I realized that, you know, I could have something done like that to me, I just stopped. And anything that's ever been done since the giveaways, I don't sell anything. And if anyone wants to contribute anything, I just go give something to charity or whatever. I don't take payment. So that was the reason why I did the replica, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to sell that. So I thought, well, I'll make a replica of it, and the replica would be safe to sell. Of course, the replica still had lyrics printed on it, so not even the replica was safe for sale. But when I was replying to you, Scott, it kind of like just went bang, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh shit, I could have actually included the replica and said, well, I know that this probably can't be printed, but maybe the replica can be. Even if you fudged out the lyrics. If you fudged out the lyrics, it probably could be printed. So, yeah. And I was like going, oh shit. God damn. I mean, it just would have taken away any of the meaning anyway, I guess. I can't really be peed off about it. Peed off with myself about it. Because, really, I don't think it would have made any difference. And it would have been like, well, it's just a replica of the thing. But this is the thing. So, and then I'm thinking, I also think sometimes, well, why didn't I just choose something else to put in, you know? I don't know, like the thing at Bristol, yeah, the Toblerone thing, or or just, yeah, Bridlington. That would have been a story, I guess, because not really, yeah, didn't really share that with everyone, because I was a bit like, why did I do that afterwards? It could have been the Bridlington snub. I gave him a dizzy. Sorry, Jim, I've just had my chip butty. Oh, God. Who does that? Me. I do that kind of shit. You know, you're walking down there, like promenade of the beach. And there you are in the opposite direction. He comes, literally the man of your dreams. Approaching you from the opposite direction. And you just go, not tonight, sir. I didn't say not tonight. Because that would be tonight and every night, and you know, the days in between and every. No, I just sort of went, you're out and you're just getting your constitutional way. You just want to, like, take a stroll and just have a bit of downtime before you're gonna get up there and doing the gig and stuff. And so, you know, you don't want people like me coming up to you going, you know, I just you know, okay, maybe I should have thought about it in the reverse thing of like, hey, if you wanted some private time, the last thing you were gonna do is just go for a stroll down the friggin' promenade of Bridlington. Obviously, the thing you wanted to do was have everyone rush up to you. Rather than what I was thinking, going, no, he just wants to have a private little stroll, it's fine, I'll just, you know, let him get on his merry way. I won't harass him or interrupt him or anything. Just to leave it for the ladies down the way going, yeah! Which I probably did do. Me in the rare moment of with a modicum of restraint and just going. Be on your way, sir. I just thank God. I just thank God that it happened like about 10 minutes after I had scoffed. I mean, I literally scoffed this chip buddy. Because it's the only thing I had all day. I had travelled up. I'd been travelling up from Luton, so took the train to Leeds, I think. I think I got the train to Leeds, and then from Leeds got the other train to Bridlington. Did I get off at Leeds? God, I can't even remember now. I think I did. God, see, appalling memory. And I had to like find where I was staying, and that train was delayed. I was freaking out because the train from Leeds, let's say it was Leeds, I'm pretty sure it was, to Bridlington. There was something going on the line, and we just sat there. We sat there for ages. About I think we'd gone over the Humber. We weren't that far from Bridlington. We were about 20 minutes out of it or something. But we just sat on this line and it was a really warm day as well. We sat on this line for, I think the train was delayed for an hour. Sat there forever. I'm like, oh great, I have to like get in and book into the hotel thing or the B&B that I'm staying at, and then see how far it is from the thing, and so as time goes on, I'm freaking out a little bit more. So by the time I get there, I'm absolutely ravenously starving. I hadn't had anything, and it was what time was it when I got in? Can't remember. I think it was something crazy, like 6 o'clock by the time I had something to eat. I think, pretty sure I still have the stub somewhere. I have the receipt from the place that I bought the chip butty from. Well, I did have. I'm wondering whether it was in amongst the stolen stuff now. Can't think. I think it was something like, I think it was time stamped. Pretty sure it said 6:23 or something like that. I can't remember for sure. But like, I scoffed it. I was standing by the brick wall thing along the promenade and just going devoured it in minutes, and then it was literally 5 minutes later I'm walking along and the ships pass in the afternoon, the early evening. But a few minutes earlier, because I suppose I could have offered him a chip. It's got only one. I'm hungry. Yeah. I suppose I could have made for one, I guess, to go. I gave him a dizzy. Not that he was waiting for me. We could have let's pretend that I gave him a dizzy. And this is why he's never going to take me up the Trossachs, Stephen. anyway, well, that's taken up like 25 minutes because I had no idea what else I was going to talk about. I was just going to go, I did the thing and now I'm regretting it. But then I'm probably ain't, because I don't think it would make any difference. But just for a little bit of time I was going, why didn't I just at least hand in an alternative? But then maybe I would have been there going, oh God, as I did just before, where I was going, oh, hindsight's a wonderful thing and I should have put this in as a backup kind of thing. And I sat and looked at it and went, oh, but it's fucking shit and inferior and it's not that. Yeah. So, bragging points. I've got to just give myself bragging points for what I did yesterday. I made the most ridiculously friggin' the cake that I made is just, oh my God, best cake, swear to God, best cake I've ever made in my entire life. Thank you to the lady who submitted this recipe to Little. What's her name? Because I was going, no, Little have recipes. I didn't know Little had recipes. So I'll have a look and see what they've got. Just not even knowing there was going to be a fruitcake recipe. And there was. Because it was like Christmas recipe ideas thing. And there was one for fruitcake. And it's really, really good. What's the lady's name? Kirstine. That's an interesting name. Not Kirsten, Kirstine, they say her name is. That's just, it turned out so delicious. I kind of amended it a little bit and gave my own little sort of spin on it. Put less fruit in because it's required 340 grams of dried fruit in it. I only put 250 grams in. Put 60 grams of glacé cherries in, chopped up. Put the glacé cherries in afterwards. But the thing I think that made this is, I don't remember doing this the previous time I made the Christmas cake a couple of years back. I do not remember doing this step. And I thought when I read this recipe, I went, oh, that would actually really like soften up the fruit and make it really nice. So I had equal measures of butter and sugar going in it. 115 grams of butter and sugar. 225 mils of water. So you added the water, the butter and the sugar and the fruit together in a pan. Brought it up to a simmer, let it simmer for 20 minutes, and then just to cool before mixing egg and self-raising flour in with it. And my extra other bit was, using less fruit, adding the glacé cherries at that point, and a very flat teaspoon of ground cinnamon and ground nutmeg to it. And just, but you could tell with the fruit as it was simmering away and then cooling that it was getting very soft and absorbing on the sugary, buttery thing. Oh my God. I got this marzipan from Sainsbury's, this clementine infused marzipan to put on the top of it. And then I cut into it and I was going, oh, this looks really dry. Like when it was, fully, it had hours cool and everything. Put the marzipan on the top of it. And then I'm like, I'm going to try it. Got to try it. Have to try it. I have to try it. I can't wait days and not try this thing. So I cut into it. It looked dry. I thought, Oh no, I've overcooked it because it had to cook for an hour and a half, and it only ever got like this thick. It didn't really rise like a lot, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be as dry as because it's cooked too long. Even though it was by no means burnt. It was just wonderfully golden brown, like looked really great on the outer, but I was worried about how flat it seemed. And then when I cut into it, it just looked really dry, and I'm like, it's gonna be really crumbly and dry, and that's not gonna be very good, is it? Took a bite of it, and before I even like could really like start to bite into it, like just that first bite, putting that bit in my mouth, I went, oh, freaking hell! Actually, this is really, really moist and crumbly, and and then I'm like, just having a chew, like, and I go, oh my god, this fruit is just so soft and I just and the marzipan was done really, really nice. Like you sometimes get the marzipan can really be grainy and kind of just really sugary, and but it was done really smoothly, and the clementine infusion that it had was just the right note of citrus. It wasn't overdone, and it wasn't bitter. It was oh. And I'm not the biggest fan of marzipan, but this was just absolutely perfect. Like, it's just, I have resisted the temptation so much of having another slice of this today. I'm just going, no, no, savor it. Actually have some left for Christmas. So yeah, again, this whole thing, what I was saying about the fruitcake and the thing and I made a freaking awesome, amazing, well, but it's just lady's recipe, but it is the most delicious friggin' sorry, mum. Because like previous to that, the only fruitcake I would even think about touching, and then even then wouldn't eat the fruity bits, was mum's. So yeah, but I think that was the thing that did it. That was the thing that did it, was putting the fruit and the sugar and the butter in the water in the pan, and just bringing it to simmer, and just letting that all absorb and get soft and delicious, and just yum. I had this thing for tea tonight. We're going to talk about food. Oh god, and then there's a thing with Beard Meats Food with that. With the garlic bread song. I freaking love that garlic bread song. I tried this thing tonight. There's because to have all the vegetarian and vegan stuff, there's a Linda McCartney, like, mock KFC bucket thing for sale, right? And I'm like, why would you want, says me, why would you want something that tastes like KFC? Yeah. Yes, I used to partake in KFC. Haven't done for a very, very long time. So I'm trying it tonight, and there's two different things. There's like these tender strip things, which are kind of like akin to like a chicken goujon, or the sort of like the mini fillet strip bits of a chicken breast, and then like these kind of popcorn chicken kind of equivalent things, and like these balls. both southern fried coated, you know. The balls were nice. The balls were more like a kind of, you know, there was that um, sort of reshaped, chopped chicken breast centre to them. But the strips were really weird. The strips were too much like what I remember actual KFC stuff like that tasting like really kind of fatty and sort of sinewy and just, oh, it was really odd. It was really odd to not have chicken for such a while. I was going to say such a long time, but it hasn't been that long. Oh, when would have been the last time I had chicken? 6 years, maybe, I think. So, yeah, I mean, I was actually going, oh, this is like, I thought I would like this. I thought there would be something about it that would be, I don't know. It was almost like it was too realistic in a weird way. Didn't like it. I've never really had a problem with a texture replication of something before, but I did with that. I just was there going, no, didn't like the strips. It's just a pig because I like the balls. I like the texture and the flavour of the balls, but I didn't like the strips bit of it. It sucks. But I have we'll have some thingies tomorrow. What are thingies? Sausages. I'm gonna try these other different sausages tomorrow night, and then I have one of my favorite dishes, and I have a sweet potato katsu. Yum. And I haven't even touched any of my cheese yet. And we have loads and loads of food, silly amounts of food, but yeah, we've had changes to the thing, changes to lockdown happening today, so it's put a lot of people in a very not great place, I don't think, because, you know, lots of people had planned for their whatever it was 4 days of Christmas with their family, and now it's only going to be one. And from Boxing Day onwards, things are just going to go, you know, back to super lockdown, and people are just not prepared for it, I don't think. Whereas people like us pretty much are, because, you know, all of my family live 12,000 miles away anyway. My other half's family, well, my parents are gone. Her brother lives in Norfolk, so you know, it's a bit of a distance. So yeah, so we're not really gonna be seeing anybody, so we're just gonna do what we probably would have done anyway, other than maybe having the opportunity of having some friends over. We would have been here by ourselves, so we're like stocked up for Armageddon, and and we'll just be home and just so what else do we have to talk about? I don't know. Not a great deal. I can't believe I spoke for that long about drivel again. I like talking dribble, don't I? Seem very good at it, don't I? Oh, stop it. Don't talk about it. I haven't even gone anywhere near that yet. Somebody talking about stories of Teo. I haven't got anywhere near along there being anything near Teo on the where I am in the book. I'm 50 pages in. I did. I wasn't even as far along in the book as I thought I was when I stopped the other day. I thought I got to 35 pages, I only got to 31. And now I've only got to 50, so it's going to take me a long while. It's going to take me a mighty long while. I mean, the thing that makes it hard is just how big it is. And you, like, just how much you have to devote the time to actually just have it splayed out in front of you, kind of thing, you know. Which is lovely because it kind of becomes a ritual. Well, it has done for me already. It's like, right, I know I'm gonna have at least an hour or an hour and a half here at the moment. You know, get the thing. I mean, I have it stored over here and the other at the top drawer of the other set of drawers on the other side of the bed, because I needed to keep it somewhere where it was easily accessible but not anywhere near the kids, because I know what they're like. They're both on the bed. There's only Sultan, and then I don't know where ASAP was, but he just came in the room and he jumped up on it, and now they're like sort of sharing it. Sultan's braining ASAP's head. We're kind of in a rare loving moment. Let's hope it stays that way. Oh, Sultan's looking at me, watching. You don't look comfortable, sweetheart. You alright? Is your brother squishing you? You okay, babies? Okay? Where was I? Oh yeah, so a bit of a ritual just to get the thing out when you have some time. Take it out of the thing, and it's like, is that my baby? Carrying it downstairs to the dining table. My baby brick. Just place it on the table gently. It has a tea towel underneath it so it doesn't get scratched. Take the little extra bits out. Undo the cover, the outer cover. Place it on the tea towel so it stays all nice. Carefully fold it. I have a tissue in there as a bookmark. I don't dare put a bookmark in it, so I just have a tissue that just peeks out like just a half an inch out of the thing, so I know where I am. I think very carefully turn the pages and sit and read for a little while, and then when I know that I don't have any time left to dedicate to it, fold it over. I very carefully put the outer cover back on the book. Very gently put it back in the thing. Cut the other bits and memorabilia bits, put them back in their envelopes. Put the lid on. Carry it back up here, put it in the drawer. So I have to be, it's just, like I said the other day, I'm just looking after it with kid gloves. Anyway, I shall go because, it's 45 minutes and, I might be able to stop at 45. Just fun, Maybe I'll be able to make it 18 one day. Oh god, that'd be super, super short. Okay, I'm just gonna hang on just for the moment and just try and get it right to the second. Oh god, here we go.